Everybody, this is the Team Conti Sim Performance race run replay. Subbing in for Adam this week for the truck race replay. This is at Bristol, week 2 of season 4. Let's go ahead and do a run here.
That last lap that you ran there, that was really, really nice. Great lap, that last lap. Great lap.
Alright, so last lap we just kind of wanted to, or last few laps we wanted to feel around, see 30 laps into a run how it compares lap time wise. So lap 29 we ran the middle, lap 30 we ran the top, went back to the bottom, still ran that lap time. One thing you'll want to note this week, just in terms of racing strategy, if you're getting eaten up from the guys catching you from behind, you're probably going to be able to defend better running middle or top. Really tough to clear a pass when you can't let it walk out to the wall even if you're faster than the guy in front of you. So that's a strategy. If you find you're losing ground to the guys behind you, wait till that last minute and move up. Tires there were 92/90, even temps on the rights. So we're right where we want to be there. A few things to note, and we'll go back to, I think, 22. I made a mental note. Yeah, so on 22, into the corner, I give it a little more brake than usual into turn 1, and it kind of sets the rear out a little bit. There's going to be a lot of time to be gained there. As you see, we ran a 90 on 22. We'd run 91s the previous 2 laps. So as fall off was starting to happen there, we gained a little time this way. It's a fine line. The thing you want to pay attention to, especially into turn 1, is where that rubber gets darker, right here at the bottom. You want to make sure that you're not giving it too much wheel at that landing point. If you do, it'll set the rear out on you. Also, you want to make sure you're not trying to turn to the bottom at that point. Again, that just is too much wheel at that point in the corner where you're transitioning to maximum load on the truck. So keep that in mind. We'll go a little slow motion here so you can still hear me. If I go full speed, I guess you can't hear my voice. So turning off the wall, out of the gas, there's that brake stab, and there it starts to set the rear out. You can see it kind of walking. See that from the far chase. You see that those lefts or the rears are not in the track of the fronts there. So obviously it's like a complete unload as it drops into the corner, and then an abrupt reload. And again, if you have too much wheel at that transition point, it will want to try and step out. So be careful of that, especially on cold tires. Another thing, lap 1 or a fire off, you notice on the lap times come down to where a fast lap's going to be lap 4 or 5. Cold tires here is actually tighter, so it's kind of an anomaly type racetrack. Typically, we're fighting free on cold tires. Here it's the opposite. It's a little tight on cold tires, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, this run was pretty solid throughout. Made a few mistakes here and there. Overcharged entry a time or two. Probably lap 18. You see what that looked like. Yeah, so that was a real aggressive flick off the wall, and that caused I had to stay out of the throttle longer to keep the truck under me. And then at landing, I was timid to put too much wheel at that landing point, or put too much wheel in it. So at that point, I had to add wheel once the truck stabilized at the center, which caused it to be a little bit snug or get out of line, lose a little bit of drive off. By lose drive off, I just mean momentum, speed. The truck is very stable on exit. Yeah, so that lap just wasn't good. Got back to the throttle too soon there through 3 and 4. Had to come back out of the throttle. And rule of thumb is once you start applying back into the throttle, you never really want to come back out. You want to be applying, rolling in, but always gaining. You can hold throttle, but but you never want to have to come back out of it. Um, anyway, there's a race run. Hopefully we'll have Adam back next week, so you guys can have some quality examples. Otherwise, we sure appreciate you guys choosing Team Conti, and good luck this week. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or you need anything, and good luck.